Check this out. For decades, you've been chasing the biggest claims, the fastest results, the newest software. You've built an expectation that's based on what all those gurus promise, only to be disappointed. But what if the only thing stopping you from building a seven-figure online business isn't the software, it isn't the market, it's not even your age? What if it's the fact that you were literally trained to fail? And I know that that sounds crazy, but top psychologists have researched this, and they say all elite achievers, from billionaire founders to military special operators, every one of these achievers, they have a defining trait, a single trait in common. And I promise you, it is not some innate ability like brains or talent or some unique skill. What I'm talking about is the single biggest success factor that your bosses, your teachers, and frankly, even your parents, they actively trained you to avoid it. If you stick with me for the next 12 minutes, I'm going to give you the precise step-by-step breakdown that turns everything you think you know about success on its head. I will show you the exact article that proves this and the science behind it, and why embracing complete and total failure is actually the fastest path to online success. And we're going to deep dive into the psychology of winning, but only if you're ready and you're willing to look silly. So, what does it mean to be trained to fail? It's not a conspiracy. It's actually a system that is taking place right now, and it's one that you have already been through. It's a system designed to create reliable employees, not disruptive entrepreneurs. It's built on three fundamental lies that have been drilled into your head since we were children. And the first lie is one that stops 99% of people from ever getting started. And lie number one is never suck at anything. Think about it. From the moment you were in school, you got a red X for the wrong answer. At your first job, you got a bad performance review for messing up. Your boss, your parents, society, they all taught you the same exact thing, that if you're bad at something, it's a source of shame. Competence is the goal. So what do? You refuse to start that online business because you don't know how to build a website. You don't start your YouTube channel because you think the first 10 videos are going to be garbage. And guess what? You are absolutely right. They will be. Your first site, your first videos, all of these, they will suck. But this fear of sucking, of looking like a beginner, it's the single greatest prison for an aspiring entrepreneur. It keeps you stuck on the sidelines, quote unquote, researching, while other people are out there, they're failing, they're taking action, but they're failing, they're learning, and eventually from that process, they end up winning. And that brings me to a question, and I want you to be honest. Let me know, drop in the comments, and let me know what is one thing, just one thing that you yourself have been putting off because you're afraid that you're going to suck at it. Maybe you don't quite understand it, you don't know exactly how to do it, and you're just backed off, a little bit afraid to get started. What is it? Is it a podcast, a sales call, putting up a website, or using a new tool? I'll be reading every comment down below. So let me know, drop in the comments and let me know what is the one thing that you're waiting on right now that you know you need to do. Because that fear of sucking is powerful, but it's actually just a symptom. It's a symptom of a much deeper, much more dangerous piece of mental programming. And this is the big one. It's lie number 2. That is, follow instructions. This is the core of the employee mindset. From the time you're an infant, you're taught to do as you're told. In school, you follow along with the syllabus. At work, you follow the standard operating procedure. You are rewarded for compliance, for coloring inside the lines. And when you don't, you're penalized. Now think about your last job. The boss gave you some process to complete a task. You follow it perfectly. You get a pat on the back. Maybe you get a small raise, but you never learn how to actually be the one to create that process. You're just a cog in a machine that someone else designed. Now, entrepreneurs, they don't follow the map. They don't follow the process. They draw the map. They create the process. And in a world where there are no instructions, the person who is willing to move forward, cut through the fog, make mistakes, and chart their course are the ones who will own the territory. The single habit of waiting for permission, of looking for the perfect blueprint, it's the killer of entrepreneurial dreams. So don't sit around waiting for instructions or a step-by-step method. Get started, take action. Don't be afraid to suck at it as your first go-round. And this conditioning, this need for a perfect plan, it leads directly to the third and the final lie that I want to cover. It'll seem so obvious, but it's the hardest one to unlearn. So you're taught to be good at things. You're taught to follow instructions. And the result is that the final lie locks the cage that has been mentally built around you. And that's lie number 3. Do not take risks. Everything in your life has been about minimizing risk. You get the degree, so you have a safe career. You stay at the job, so you can get the pension. You don't invest too much money into some crazy idea because it's about safety. It's about security. It's about predictability. And entrepreneurship is exactly the opposite. It's actually the management of uncertainty. You have to embrace uncertainty and you have to embrace risks and learn to manage them. And these 3 lies, number 1, never suck. 2, follow instructions. And 3, don't take risks. They work together perfectly to create one thing, a good employee. They taught us how to be great workers, not legendary founders.
Okay. So we're all broken, right? Great news. Okay.
Now what? What can you do about it? And this is where it gets good. This is where we stop talking about the problem and we start building a solution. Because for every one of these lies, every one of these that have been drilled into us to create that false mental cage, there's a powerful truth. And if you're an elite achiever, you'll live by it. And in just a moment, I'm going to pull up the exact article from Fortune magazine where a top psychologist from University of Pennsylvania, they prove every single word I'm about to say. It's backed up by data and by science from West Point, the National Spelling Bee, and even from top sales companies. Stay tuned. You're going to see the proof behind this. So I'd like to give you now what you can do about this. We've learned about the horrible trap we have all stepped into, but now here is a 5-step breakdown that you can rewire your brain for success. Consider it your new training manual. So step number 1, intentionally do it on purpose. Go out and do things that you are absolutely awful at, things that you suck at. This is the antidote. Instead of avoiding things that you're not competent in, you will now actively seek it out. Look for things that you're not good at, that you're perhaps a little bit afraid of doing, do them anyway. So your homework this week is to spend 3 hours. I want you to set aside 3 hours on a skill that you know you're going to be completely terrible at. Try to edit a video. If you've never edited a video before and that sounds horrible to you, find some free software, shoot a video, and try to edit it. If you've never written code before and technology terrifies you, well, then go write some code. If you're terrified of speaking to people, cold call 10 businesses if that's part of your business model. The goal is not to succeed. You're not doing this to make a win. The goal is to get comfortable with that feeling of being a complete novice all over again. Now, step 2 of our process is you want to be cringe, okay? You want to look silly. This is the price of admission. The first sales video you might ever make, you're going to look silly. The first time you ever talk to someone about your business idea and you fumble through it, you're going to feel silly. You're going to feel like perhaps you're being overly promotional or cringe, as some like to say. The first webinar, if you ever run a webinar, the first webinar you do, it's going to have mistakes. Maybe you'll pitch it and you'll sell nothing. You will look silly. Being cringe is a sign that you're in the arena. You're pushing your boundaries. Perfectionists, they're all sitting on the sidelines. They're studying and learning and overthinking and overplanning, all while we push through that uncomfortable feeling and do it anyway. It's the cringe are the ones that are cashing the checks. Ever notice that? So now, step 3, hunt for failure. You must redefine what failure is. Failure is not the end. Failure on any task, any new thing, any business is data. Every failed Facebook ad, it's not a loss of money. It isn't that you spent $100 on Facebook ad. You bought $100 worth of data about what your market doesn't want. You now know what not to do. Every time you do a sales call and you lose, well, that's a masterclass on the objections that you're going to need to solve to win sales. You must actively take risks with the primary goal of collecting what you could call failure data. Step 4, analyze this data and adapt. So you do all of these things. You look silly, you become cringe, you jump in and embrace failure, and you then come back to step 4 and analyze and adapt based on what you have learned. This is what separates the pros from the amateurs. After you fail, you just don't feel bad and quit. Instead, you ask one question. What did this data teach me? You look at that cringy video you made and you say, okay, so my intro was weak, the hook was weak, or you look at your ad, maybe you have an ad that failed, and you can see, oh, well, that image was clearly wrong and I need to make a new one. So you learn, you adapt, you adjust the plan, which leads us to the final step, number 5, and that is repeat with intensity. You take what you learn from this data and you go again, immediately, harder, faster. While others are still thinking about it and analyzing it, you're already back on the field collecting more data from your next failure. This loop, this process, if you run through these 5 steps, this is the real secret. It's not some tactic or strategy or magic loophole. Your success lies in these 5 steps. Now, remember that article that I promised you, the proof of all of this? Well, here it is. It's Fortune magazine, and it's the researcher behind it is Dr. Angela Duckworth, and she studied the world's most elite achievers in a bunch of different fields. She wanted to find what was the number one predictor of their success. And what she found was kind of surprising. It wasn't social intelligence. It wasn't good looks. It wasn't skills. It was not IQ. None of those things predicted success. Can you guess what it is? I'll give it to you in her exact words. So, quote, "The common denominators of high achievers, no matter what they're achieving, is this special combination of passion and perseverance for really long-term goals." So listen to those 2 words. There's 2 words in there that are really important: passion and perseverance. The perseverance part, that's the 5-step loop that we just talked about. It's the engine, it's the willingness to fail, to look silly, and to get back up again and again and again. But the passion, think of that as the fuel that drives that engine. And that's the obsession that drives you when it's hard, when you're frustrated, and when nothing seems to be working. It's the deep-seated internal reason. Why are you even in the arena competing to begin with? It's the one thing that no guru can sell you, and it's the one thing that software or tools or a new method cannot provide you. So Dr. Duckworth has a simple name for this powerful combination. It's passion and perseverance, and combined, she calls it grit. So this is my new 4-letter word. And if this idea of grit just clicked like a light bulb for you, I want you to go down to the comments down below and say grit. So right in there right now, drop in and tell me grit. Did this click? Did this give you some value? Did you kind of get inspired a little bit to go implement this 5-step loop that turns on the engine of your success? And let's see how many of us are actually ready, able, and willing to do the real work of success. So the secret, it isn't another course or a new piece of software. It is in unlearning the lies that they have taught you and embracing the passion-fueled failures that they've always told you to fear. It's the only thing stopping you. It was your training as you lived your life. So now you have a new training manual. Go get to work.